Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by thick green forests, the people lived in constant fear. They believed an old, broken mansion at the edge of the forest was cursed. For 100 years, strange things had happened. Crops failed, cattle disappeared, and eerie sounds came from the mansion at night. Villagers avoided going near it, whispering tales of a wicked witch who haunted the place. The villagers said the mansion had belonged to a powerful woman accused of witchcraft a century ago. When the villagers tried to capture her, she vanished, leaving a curse on the land. It was said her spirit still roamed the mansion, angry and vengeful. Those brave enough to approach the mansion claimed they saw glowing red eyes through its broken windows at night. In the village lived a clever and fearless young man named Ramu. Unlike others, he didn't believe in ghosts or witches. He often told the villagers, "We must face our fears instead of running from them." When the crops failed again and fear spread, Ramu decided to act. "I'll visit the mansion and uncover the truth," he declared, while the villagers begged him to reconsider. As the sun set, Ramu set out toward the mansion. He carried a lantern, a wooden stick, and some food. The closer he got, the darker and colder the forest became. The mansion loomed ahead, its broken towers and ivy-covered walls casting eerie shadows. The air felt heavy, and a faint green light glowed from one of the windows, sending chills down Ramu's spine. Ramu pushed open the creaky wooden door of the mansion. The sound echoed through the empty halls. Inside, the air was damp and cold. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and broken furniture lay scattered on the dusty floor. His lantern's faint light revealed faded paintings on the walls, and shadows danced eerily. Every step Ramu took caused the floor to creak loudly. Suddenly, a chilling breeze swept through the hallway, making the lantern flicker. Ramu stopped in his tracks as a dark, shadowy figure appeared in the corner of the room. It floated closer, and soon he could see its form, a woman with long, white, tangled hair, glowing red eyes, and sharp nails. Her voice echoed, "Why have you entered my home?" The witch's voice was deep and haunting. She became a beast and tree to scare Ramu. "Leave now, or suffer the curse of this mansion," she warned, her red eyes glaring at Ramu. Though his heart raced, Ramu stood his ground. "I've come to stop you from harming my village," he said firmly. The witch laughed menacingly, her voice echoing. "Your courage is foolish, boy. You cannot defeat me." Ramu took a deep breath and spoke calmly, "If you are as powerful as you say, prove it. Let's play a game. If I win, you will leave my village forever. If you win, I will leave and never return." The witch, intrigued by his bravery, narrowed her glowing eyes and agreed. Suddenly she became a small girl. "Very well, but you will regret challenging me," she said. The two stood in the mansion's grand hall, its high ceiling covered in cobwebs. Ramu proposed, "I will ask you 3 riddles. If you can't answer even one, you lose." The witch smirked confidently, floating above the floor. "Ask your riddles, boy. I know all there is to know," she said. Ramu smiled, knowing he had a plan to outwit her. Ramu began, "I have keys but no locks. I can open doors but not houses. What am I?" The witch frowned, her sharp nails tapping her chin as she thought. After a long silence, she growled, "I do not know." Ramu grinned. "The answer is a piano," he said. The witch hissed in frustration but allowed him to continue. Ramu asked his second riddle, "What has hands but cannot clap?" The witch paced the room, her long hair swirling as she thought deeply. "Hands but no clapping, this is nonsense," she snapped. She finally admitted defeat, and Ramu said, "The answer is a clock." The witch growled angrily, but she knew she had one last chance.
The witch glared at Ramu as he asked the final riddle. I am full of holes but still hold water. What am I? The witch screeched in frustration, her voice shaking the walls. Enough of your foolish games. She screamed, unable to answer. Ramu said calmly, the answer is a sponge. The witch let out a furious cry. As per their deal, the witch could not break her promise. Her body began to dissolve into a swirling cloud of black smoke. You may have won this time, but your courage will not save you forever. She shrieked before disappearing completely. The mansion grew silent, and the eerie green light faded. Ramu returned to the village with the news of his victory. The villagers cheered and surrounded him with joy. Women offered garlands, children ran around happily, and elders praised his bravery. The curse was finally lifted, and the village felt peace after 100 long years. The mansion, once feared, became quiet and overgrown with plants. The village flourished, with healthy crops and happy people. Ramu became a hero, and children gathered around him to hear his story. His courage and intelligence had saved the village and reminded everyone that fear could be overcome with bravery and wit.